Democratic vice presidential candidate Joe Biden, speaking earlier today in Cincinnati. He delivered a fiery speech this morning on foreign policy, questioning whether John McCain has the judgment to be commander-in-chief. Listen to a part of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, since when has talking to an enemy taken no out of our vocabulary? Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. It's amazing how little faith John McCain has in himself and his foreign policy team that they're afraid to sit down. We can still say no. We can still say no.
All right, let's bring in our panel. Josh Gottheimer is a former Clinton White House speechwriter and a former senior advisor to Hillary Clinton's campaign. Ron Bonjean is a spokesman for former Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott. And Carl Cameron, you know him well, everybody. He's Fox News political correspondent, been out on the road forever, and we're loving having him here in New York for a moment. Carl, let's talk, what we've heard mostly lately about Joe Biden are all of the gaffes.
Sure.
When he was brought on, we heard that he was going to be the attack dog for Barack Obama, and we saw a little bit of that today.
Well, a little bit of attack dog. We also heard that he was going to bring substance and foreign policy bones to a candidate who, by his own admission, hadn't spent a lot of time on foreign policy in the Illinois Senate. Right. And Joe Biden did that. Does this erase the gaffes? Well, look, a prepared speech doesn't necessarily undo gaffes. Gaffes happen impromptu. It's kind of apples and oranges comparison. This was a strong speech. It's worth noting that there were differences between Joe Biden and Barack Obama over the years on Iraq policy. Biden wanted to do a separation of the Shia, the Sunni, and the Kurd. That wasn't exactly what Barack Obama first came out in favor of. He just wanted to get out. So there are differences. This helps Joe Biden get back on track. It helps bolster the Democratic ticket's foreign policy in advance of the big debate on Friday. And that is in large measure what Biden was doing today, trying to set the stage for the foreign policy debate in 2 days from now.
Let's take a look at one of those gaffes that he made, and this was about coal and clean coal. Let's play that and then get the reaction from the rest of our panel.
China's going to burn 300 years of bad coal unless we figure out how to clean their coal up, because it's going to ruin your lungs, and there's nothing we can do about it. No coal plants here in America. Build them if they're going to build them over there. Make them clean, because they're killing you.
All right, he's definitely in that woman's face. No coal plants in America, Joe Biden said. Now, that is not going to be music to the ears of some voters in western Pennsylvania or in parts of West Virginia, in lots of the coal mining country.
Well, I think, frankly, there's a big difference between an occasional gaffe or silly statement and 8 years of failed foreign policy for the Bush administration and John McCain in the Senate. And so I think what people are going to focus on here is what Joe Biden has brought in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, all his experience on the economy. That's what people are going to focus on in West Virginia, and Kentucky, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but you can bet that comment's going to be exploited by the McCain camp. And if they didn't, people would tell them they weren't doing their job.
I mean, they're going to be grasping for anything. They're dying to change away from the economy. You've seen the impact that's had on them. Obviously, with the debate coming up on Friday on foreign policy, that's where they're leaning toward now. But there's a big difference on Iraq, on Afghanistan, on Russia. You go down the list.
And no doubt we're going to see some of that played out on Friday night. Let's take a look at a couple polls, because these are brand new polls that we have in, and we want to get some more of them out here. This one, who do you trust more to handle? And if we can pull that one up so everybody can take a look at it. But up by 10 for Barack Obama on the economy. Just to take a look at the red ones, that's now. And the previous column that you look at, September 8 and 9, just as a gauge, that was right after the Republican convention. So now you've got Obama up by 10 in economy, up by 10 in health care. Iraq, John McCain now just up by 8. Terrorism, he's also shaved his lead in that area. Energy shaved his lead there, or has increased his, Obama's lead, has increased his lead, I should say. Ron Bonjean, what do you make of these numbers? Do we have Ron Bonjean with us?
Cracks a little bit. But, when you have Senator Biden making the gaffes he has, if I were the McCain campaign, I'd want Senator Biden to keep talking. Senator Biden said that paying taxes is patriotic. He also said that Americans were watching TV in 1929. He's really lost a lot of his credibility. And on Iraq, Senator Biden supported Senator McCain's position in going into Iraq. In fact, he said that we could fight in Afghanistan and Iraq itself. All this was going on while Senator Obama
Ron, if I could just bring you back to the poll
House.
for just a second, Ron, because what the poll is pointing out, and granted there's a million polls out there, this is just one of them, the poll seems to be indicating that on all of the major issues, voters are gravitating a little bit towards Obama, and McCain has lost some ground. So what do you think he has to do to prove all the points that you're bringing up? What do they need to do in terms of strategy and politics at this moment?
Absolutely. I think they're definitely right on foreign policy. I think they've done very well there. On the economy, I think they need to continue to push their positions on the fact that, on this bailout, Senator McCain has not come out yet. He has been rather cautious with the situation. This is Senator Obama has too. Neither candidate has made real traction in terms of their own proposals. But, time will tell yet on how McCain is going to handle this crisis. The fact of the matter is we need to get off of this bailout issue and get back onto the issues that Senator McCain
I don't know if the economy is going to let you get off of the bailout issue, but let's pull up another one, and I find this one quite interesting. This one says, do you think your taxes will go up only if Obama wins? 15% said, yep, I think that will happen. 8% said only if McCain wins. I love this one. 65% of the people polled said, you know what, no matter who wins, our taxes are probably going to go up. So if that's what people think, Carl, when they look across the board here, they're being pretty... people are pretty smart. They say, you know what? We're in the hole here, $700 billion. Our taxes are probably going to go up.
Independent, nonpartisan, outside groups that have assessed both Barack Obama and John McCain's plans have both said it's baloney.
Right.
Their numbers don't add up. These budgets don't balance. They're not even close. Taxes are going to have to come up. Spending is going to go up or have to be slashed dramatically to get even close. So the 65% in that column, they're the ones to go with the smart money.
And John McCain has been, has spent a lot of time and money trying to convince people that Barack Obama is going to raise your taxes. Barack Obama says, only if you're making under $250,000. But Americans say, you know what, they're all going up.
In our Fox poll,
yeah,
it actually shows that more voters trust Obama on taxes than McCain. In every kitchen table issue, Obama has taken a bit of an advantage on the economy.
Because what you're seeing increases in judgment, whether it is foreign policy, the economy, people. The reason the polls are shifting is because people are saying, this is the guy I want to lead our country now. He's the one with the judgment to get it done.
Every 2 weeks they shift towards the other guy. So I mean, it's very tight. No matter how you look at it.
McCain has been MIA on the economy, and Obama came right out with a plan.
We need Senator Biden to keep talking and say paying taxes is patriotic. If Senator Biden can say paying taxes is patriotic another 5-6 times, I think we'll see differences.
Everybody feels good when they sign their taxes, right?
2 seconds.
He faces the press.
Last thought from Carl.
One last thought on this. 2 seconds. Biden, when he was talking about no coal, that isn't even his position. He supports clean coal. There isn't anybody on the energy debate who doesn't. The fact that he would tell that voter what she wanted to hear is a big question voters have to ask.
I might add both hands on her shoulders, about 2 inches from her face. We'll be right back.